Hello, my people! Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Mata-McMahon. Welcome to another Life Chat video. I haven't filmed one of these videos in a long time. I think the last time I filmed one of these, I was in Chicago. But we're back, and I wanted to film a little update on my life. So this is what this video is going to be. So, a lot has happened since I moved. I moved from Chicago to Baltimore on the 13th of August. I left Chicago. I arrived here the 14th, and I moved into the place where I'm at right now on October 26th, on the day of my birthday. So I've spent from mid-August to the end of October basically homeless, because I moved here. I arrived on October 14th, but I lived in an Airbnb for about 5 weeks, and then a friend of mine offered me to stay at her place while she was away. She needed someone to look after her plants and her car and her mail, and I needed a place to live, so it was a godsend. It was just so fantastic that she allowed me to live in her place. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should get her a gift or something for that. I haven't done that. And on October 26th, the day of my birthday, I was able to move in. I secured a rental place, a townhome where I am right now, and we moved in on the 26th because I went back to Chicago the week before, arranged the move, and then flew back with Mike, and Mike the day before, on the 25th, and on the 26th we received the movers arrived with all the things, and we received them, and we were able to move it. It seems like a lifetime ago that all that happens, but what that means is that I've been here in this place for 5 weeks because I moved on the 26th, and today is the 2nd of December, and it doesn't feel like that. I don't know. One side of it, it feels like I've been here forever. I'm settled. I'm used to kind of my life here. It feels normal. It feels common. You know, it feels like I've been doing this for a while. But on the other hand, everything is still very new. I haven't been here for that long, right? So I don't know, it's kind of weird. I think it's because I was in that move mentality for so long until I finally actually moved with a physical address, and was settled in, that now it feels like I need something's missing, right? Because it was up in the air for so long that now it feels like it's settled, and it feels a little too familiar. Like okay, I'm over this. I need something. I don't know. I'm still processing the whole thing, I think. But yeah, the move happened, and now I'm here, and I am in a place where it's really close to work. So it allows me to go back and forth from home to work really quickly. And also something that happened at work was that at work also I got a reserved parking spot, not a parking spot, but within a reserved parking lot. So that is awesome, because I know that I always have a place to park when I go to work, and I don't have to, roam and look for parking and for hours and hours on end, or park really far away and walk. Because the weather hasn't been all that great either. But so I've been here for 5 weeks, but on Thanksgiving, a couple weeks ago, Mike came. He drove from Chicago with the boys in the car, and he came to spend Thanksgiving here, and he ended up staying longer because there was a big snowstorm in Chicago, and he couldn't go back the day that he had planned, so he ended up staying a couple more days, which was great. But he left. He flew back and left the boys here. So now the boys are living here with me. So if you hear coughing or barking or in the background of any of my videos from this point forward, it's because now the boys live with me and I have them on a full-time basis 24/7, which means that now my life has changed a little bit in terms of what it was when I moved here and was here by myself. But it has changed so much that it now feels like I have always lived here with them. You know, it's like I don't quite remember what it was to be here by myself. My life revolves around them. I take them out for 2 long walks and 2 short pee-pee walks that are not walks. They're just out, pee, and come back in. And that happens every day. So the first thing I do in the morning is take them out for a walk, a long walk. And then sort of midday, they go out for pee, and then around 5 or 6, another long walk. And then before we go to sleep, they go out for pee again. And that's like clockwork. And what's happening now is Mike is telling me that since he doesn't have that, because Mike was doing that while I was here by myself, Mike was doing that every day, right? He didn't do the midday walk because he goes to work. So, and Mike has to go to work every day, whereas I don't. I work from home. So I can do that midday walk for them because I'm here, the days that I'm here. But Mike would do the morning one, the afternoon after work one, and then right before going to sleep every day. And he now says he doesn't know, you know, like it feels really weird that he's out and about and he doesn't have to go home to check on the dogs, to walk them, to make sure that they're okay, to, you know, because they're indoors all day and they have to go out, just, you know, for mental health reasons, but also, you know, to do their business. And it's funny that Mike says that now he finds himself like, oh, I don't have to go home. I don't have to hurry home. He says it's 5 o'clock at work and he doesn't feel the need to rush back home because there's no one there waiting for him, which is kind of sad, but it's also kind of liberating. So I was telling him, enjoy your freedom while you have it, right? Because you don't have to come back at a certain time. You don't have to be mindful of, oh, how many hours have the dogs been alone and do they need to go out, and, you know, and they shouldn't be alone for so long and all that jazz. He doesn't have to worry about that. Now that's on me. So now I'm the one who has to be, you know, mindful of how do I work around and how do I work around their schedule, you know, like actually do my job around their schedule. But it's good because there's a lot of things that I can do from home. Writing, prepping, grading, all of that I can do from home. I don't have to physically be anywhere to do that. I actually have to be there physically only to teach when I have face-to-face classes, because sometimes my classes are online, and when I have meetings. That's it. It's the rest of the time I can be here with them and working from home. So that's good. The other thing that happened, though, that I wanted to sort of, I don't know, reflect upon on camera is that because Mike isn't here and all the responsibilities on me in terms of the dogs, I feel like I'm spending much more time at home than before, whereas before I could just stay at work, like what Mike was saying. I didn't have to be home at a certain time. I could stay until 7, 8, whatever. You know, I can continue working and continue. If I was in a flow of work and in whatever I was doing, I could continue working, because it is, I mean, being in my office, and I'm working, it's much more productive than being home. Home, there's always, you know, laundry, or the dogs need something, or I get distracted, or I get hungry, and I eat much more when I'm home than when I'm in the office. I snack much more too. So that's better. But because now I have the boys, and I'm home a lot, I tend to be home a lot. I tend to not go out all that much. So I need to work around that. I need to I still need to like organize myself and make myself go out and do more social things. Although this week I went out to a dinner party at a friend's house, so at least I did that, right? But I need to get myself into a schedule. For example, with yoga, I bought a package of yoga classes, so that's good, but I now need to find the time and make it sort of like a regular thing to go to these classes, both because they give me sanity, for my mental health, but for also they give me something physical to do. I spend way too much time, I'm just looking at Charlie who's down here with me. I spend way too much time sitting in front of the computer, and I need to get up and move more. So the other aspect that I wanted to reflect upon, aside from being a little more social and getting into a routine to exercise more, at least do yoga, is how I'm feeling about being apart from Mike. As I said in my chit chat video, I miss Mike every day. I do truly sometimes miss him so much that it hurts. Having the boys here has been a distraction, has been really a big distraction. They keep me busy. If I'm not working or doing something, they want me to take them out or be with them or give them something or just attention. They want it. And so that they do keep me busy, but obviously it's not a replacement for Mike. I miss Mike. I still miss Mike himself. And the other day what happened was that I was having a day all around, and I still haven't. I said I was going to go into my Revolución Solar that my mom makes for me every year, and she gives me like salient dates that are aspected in a certain way, that there's higher probabilities for things to happen, either positive or negative. And I think that day, that was Thursday, last Thursday, I think that day something was happening. And someone told me that Mercury was retrograde, and when Mercury is retrograde, it can cause havoc. But this wasn't, it didn't seem to me like a Mercury retrograde kind of thing. It seemed more to me like a me kind of thing. I don't know. I felt like something was happening specifically to me, that a lot of things were just like going wrong. Although that was the day that I went out to the dinner at my friend's place, and so the end of the day was really good. The day ended on a really positive note, but the development of the day, the unfolding of the day was chaotic, to say the least. I mean, the dogs, there were situations with the dogs. I had to take them out like at 3:30 in the morning. During the walk, Maxie tried to attack a dog, and Charlie found a chicken bone, and it was a little bit chaotic. And then I go to work I'm on my way to work for a meeting that was a little bit of an intense kind of meeting that we had. And then Mike texts me and says that he's at the ER because he had a really bad pain on his drive to work, and he decided to drive himself to the ER instead of going to work because he was doubled over in pain, right? So, and I had to go to this meeting, and I have now the dogs, because my first reaction to that is, should I come? Let me go find a ticket and drive myself to the airport and go to Chicago, right? Because he's in the ER. I mean, it's serious. So, and I couldn't do that. That was my first instinct, but I couldn't do that because, one, finding a ticket and I didn't even know if there was going to be a flight at that time. Probably there wasn't. And I had the dogs, so I couldn't just up and go because who are they going to stay with? And then I have a job, and I had a meeting and things to do job-wise. And it was so it kind of dawned on me how separated we are distance-wise. That if something like that happens, you can't, on the drop of a dime, drop everything and go, right? So, yeah, at that point, I don't know. I got to work and I was telling my colleagues with whom I had the meeting that was happening. You know, that I was, and they were all very, you know, empathetic, supportive, and they all, you know, if you need to leave your dogs with me and go, you know, I'm welcome to have them, or, you know, they were very supportive. Really, these people here have been nothing but supportive with me and with everything that's happened. But I don't know. There was a point there where I just wanted to sit and cry, because I felt so tied. You know, it's so limited. So, and not being able to be there for Mike was killing me inside a little bit. You know, it was like, oh, I really want to be there. Thankfully, the ER incident was resolved in a matter of hours. So by around 1 or 2, Mike was out of the ER and at work, because the crazy kook decided to, after he passed, what was happening was he was passing a kidney stone. So that was the pain. The pain was that he was passing a kidney stone. He drove himself to the ER. He there was sick. He felt really bad. They gave him strong painkillers. They gave him a CT scan, and they took a sample of his urine, and they determined there was no other stones in the kidneys, but there were crystals and blood in the urine. So what they determined is that he had a stone, but it passed. And that horrible pain that he was doubled over thinking that he was going to die from was the kidney stone passing, but there weren't any other ones. So I told him, you know, you come so lucky. You were so lucky, because one, it passed quickly. I know of people that the kidney stone has gotten stuck, and they have even needed to operate to get it out. Other people just, it passes, but it takes days. So you're all of the time, all of those days that it takes to pass a stone, and you're in horrible pain. And then there are some people that have several. So you pass one, but then in the CT scan, they see all these other ones that are there that are coming eventually, right? So he was so lucky that none of those scenarios was his scenario. His scenario was painful, but quick and out the door. And they told him that he could just resume his life and go about his merry way and just drink a lot of fluids, and that was it, you know. Well, so he decided to go to work. He's like, I asked him why, and he says, well, I was 2 minutes away from work and I had so much to do. I figured I'll go to work. Of course, driving back from work that night, he was spent because of the pain was excruciating. So who the heck goes to work after being in the ER all morning, right? Anyway, I was so thankful that it was quick, but it made me realize, okay, so had it not been quick, what would I have done? You know what? I would have to figure a way to leave the dogs somewhere, find myself a ticket, and fly back to Chicago to be able to be there with Mike. And that made me realize how far apart we are and how difficult it is to just like that be together, be with him, be there for him, right? So I don't know. I guess I realized at that moment how much of a change I have put our family through by taking up this job, which I love. by the way. The job is awesome. The people, as I've said before, are awesome. Everything has worked out really well in terms of work. I think I'm gonna record a video, maybe on my other channel, my professional channel, I don't know, or maybe here, on update on my job and what I'm doing and the projects that I'm working on and how they're coming along and the fantastic things that have happened. But that's another video. For now, I just wanted to like leave that out there, and just share with you that I'm thinking about, you know, the balance between the personal life and the professional life, and how much we sacrifice one for the other, and not knowing if it's worth it or not. And I think I won't know it until the long run, you know, like until time has passed and I have been able to see the fruits of my decisions and our decisions, and it also will, I think, will depend on how long this separation lasts, or carries on for, because I don't know, I mean, it's just started. And so any reflection that I have on this, any insights that I have on this right now are premature, because I haven't had this experience for a very long time. So we'll see. I just wanted to like share that with you, because it's trying, you know, it's very, it stresses, it's a stressor, it's an external stressor, of course, but it stresses the relationship, and it stresses me at a personal level, which then has ripple effects to everything else that I do at other levels, in other roles. So I don't know, I just wanted to leave that out there, just in case you're thinking of doing anything like what I just did, move across the country to a different state for a job and leaving my husband behind and my dogs. And now I have my dogs, but my husband is still in another state. And how, you know, it's not just, oh, it's hard, but what it makes you think about in terms of the sacrifices that are being made and what they mean and how we navigate them. And I don't have the answer yet. I think we'll touch base. I'll come back to you with more insights and more reflections, hopefully, and maybe some sense of what it all means, or how it all unfolds, and if it's all worth it or not. Up until now, it has been, and I think that we're good, we're strong, together, emotionally together, even if physically we're not necessarily together on a daily basis. The next time I see Mike is in December, so this month. I think he's coming either the 20th or the 19th. I think it's the 19th of December that he comes. And then on the 20th we leave for Miami, and we are going to be in Miami until the 2nd or the 1st, and then here the 2nd. I don't know. The days are iffy, but we're going to be in Miami for Christmas and New Year's. We're going to drive down, and we're going to be together all that time. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to being together again, to going down to Miami and seeing my family, and to the Christmas and New Year's break. So I will update you further when I have more insights to share. But for now, that's where we're at, and we are good. We're good. Aside from the ER incident, we're good. Things are coming along and settling down. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.